Most jiu-jitsu fighters struggle with the stand-up fight. They either don't have a takedown or they are just confident of pulling out. Today we're gonna work on the highest percentage takedown of the game, the double legs. We're gonna build that up from the first drills to a point that you're gonna have confidence to start standing and take your opponents down. Let's get into it. So the first thing that we gotta build is your footwork to get into the double leg. And for that, we're gonna start it on the ground. It's a very simple drill. It's from the ground just with the footwork for the double leg. So I'm gonna show you 3 levels of how to do it. You pick up the one that works for you better. So the first one is the easiest. We just want to go with our knee over our toes, and we can use the hand on the ground to help. After we touch the knee on the ground, we can take the next step. And then we're just gonna go moving from one side to the other with that. If the movement works well for you, we can also go for the next level where we're not gonna use hand on the ground, but we're still doing the same thing. Remember, just take the step after you touch the knee on the ground. You practice a little bit of that, and then you start to get comfortable with the movement. Now we want to mimic a double leg shot. So I'm gonna start very compact, my chest to my knee, and as I'm driving my knee forward, I'm shooting straight to the legs. I shoot, I pick up the leg, and I take another step. So this is what you're gonna be doing when you're shooting a double leg. You change your levels, you get super compact, try not to open your arms. We shoot in a straight line, just going forward, pick up the leg and take another step. Pa, pa, pa. So it's totally fine to start using the hand and go one step at a time. But we really need this foundation here so we can start to work with a training partner. Now we're gonna start with a training partner. And I don't want you to start shooting from standing. Just it's a bit easy. It's the progression from what we just did. So we're gonna start on our knees. And the position that you want to get, it's my head in front of his body, my hands locked underneath his buttocks, and my trail leg on the side. So I want you to get to this position. And if you see, I'm totally upright here. I'm never leaning forward or extending myself. So for that to happen, my knee gotta land between his legs. If I'm shooting from too far and my knee drops here, terrible. I'm gonna have to overextend myself, and it's quite easy for my opponents to defend the position. And this, I think, it's where the fear of shooting double legs come from, especially on the beginners. You always end up being sprawled on. So we don't want that. So get the distance. The distance that you want here is pretty much an arm away, okay? I'm gonna shoot low like we did on the drill, and then my head starts to come up. When I get on his body, I'm fully extended. Do this in one side, and then repeat the process on the next. So always check the distance, low first, and try to imagine your body going up. So the double leg is never shot down. It's always a shot up on the body, okay? The last thing that I will want on this particular level that we're working here, it's the attention on our trail leg. So our trail leg is the leg that comes on the side. And just so you understand, the movement after here, it's usually a push to the side. If my leg goes too far forward, I cannot take that step, and I'm actually falling balance on this way. So the leg that steps, we're gonna come pretty much in line with the knee, because then from here I can run to the side with him. All right, now we covered all the basics. We're gonna start really to shoot and get our opponent to the ground. So one thing that we gotta understand before we shoot is that his hands are gonna be on the way. So I can never shoot from here. I'm gonna be addressing the hands. And one way to do this is changing levels. So I'm gonna get lower than his hands, or maybe even take his hands out of the way just by poking them up. So I'm stepping, and now I can shoot. To see that I change levels and I can shoot to that position. We're gonna lock our hands, and now become the time that we're gonna transit to the ground. We can work that in two ways. We can literally just cut the corner, so we squeeze the leg and we spin with them. We fall with the grip, and we make the transition to the side control. Again, I'm gonna change levels. The hands are on the way, so I change, I poke the hand up, and I shoot. The other way that I have it, it's a bit more demoralizing for my training partner. Instead of just a spin with him, I'm gonna lift him off the ground, switch the legs, and I already land on side control. Walk the hands up, and then I move up the body. You saw that when I go to the ground, I don't disconnect my hand. The hand stays tight on the body, so even if he wants to run away, I have a good connection with his body. So the change level can be done by you just changing level and going, but also by faking a guard pull. So let's say that I grab a 2-on-1 on the arm, and I start to sit. If you see, now he thinks that I'm pulling guard, but I already changed levels. And the best thing here, it's also I got a reaction backwards from him. So from here, I can go straight away into the shot and then work to have him on the ground. So again, we grab the 2-on-1, we pull, you don't need to sit, okay? We kind of like fold the leg, but then we can go straight away into the double. Very good way to do a takedown as well. One of most common way to get this change of level is also to mess up with his posture. So he wants to stay up tall. One grip that I can do is a collar tie, and I can start to snap him to the ground. I can snap with one hand, I can snap with two hands, and by the time that he raises the head, he opens me the space to go. So you can start just like with one and do multiple collar ties and wait for that head coming up. Another way that you're gonna see a lot of higher level grapplers doing is like multiple collar ties from the left to the right. And he thinks that I'm just trying to put his hands on the ground, but when he raises, I'm prepared to shoot, take him off the ground, and make my double leg on him. Okay, now we get to a critical part of your double leg. If we do a poor job on the shot, which is more common than not, especially on the beginning, on your process of learning, you don't want to keep on insisting in a technique that it's not working anymore. So I'm gonna show you now some cues and how I identified that didn't work and what I should do right after that. We start by saying that we want our head in front of the body in a good posture. This is what avoids him to defend. If I do a poor job shooting and my head ends up low on him, he's gonna start to sprawl on me. You can see now that I have all the weight of my opponent behind my back. There is no way to continue a double leg here. So now I have to let it go the idea of double leg and start to prepare to switch techniques and go elsewhere. So the first one, his arms are above my arms, okay? Maybe he's even trying to hold me here. Okay. In these situations, we're gonna hit switches. So hands are gonna go on the ground, we're gonna build height, and look, my elbow and head are gonna come out as my knee shoots. It's like just like halfway, because I want to come back and finish the position behind him. So if you do a little bit faster now, I'm shooting, I got sprawled on, he's trying to hold me, hands on the ground, lift, step, elbow, knee, and we move behind. Then from here, we didn't finish with a double leg, but I'm still in an advantage position. Now the second option, when we fail and they sprawl on us again. So I shoot, he sprawls on me, but now he's kind of like a bit far back, so I cannot hit a switch. I'm gonna change from a double to a single. So now I'm locking his leg, I'm lifting again, and I'm moving an angle. Now it can take a very different approaches from here depending on what he does. The hands stay on the ground, I can go to his back. he tries to put a whiz on me, he start to put a whiz on me, I can insist on the single and put him down. He starts to come up with it, it becomes a battle of a single leg where I can put it down using it. So after I create angle, I can start to have options again. The way that I want you to think this, imagine two cars crashing, two trucks. If they are the same side, whatever truck is bigger, we're gonna crash the other one. But if we have the smaller one even slightly to the side, it can still push the truck off the side. And this is what we're trying to do. We shot double leg in front, it didn't work, and then we moved to the side so we create an angle to have an advantage again. So I'm shooting, he sprawls on, I let it go from a double to a single, the head stays inside, and now I move to an angle. This can take so many different forms after here because it's like a scrambled position. I can even start to work to put a guard on him and work from half guard. So it's a fail shot, but I still gonna have options to sweep him in different way and still taking the best of it. So not necessarily gonna need to finish with double leg, but you gotta have options. Even when it fails, what you're gonna do from there. Use those steps to start to integrate the double leg into your takedowns. I'm sure that you're gonna have more confidence to put people down and at least don't have to pull guard every time.